reliable when it comes to engages if you want to protect Cog. Now, KT has good siege here, very good siege, but if they start to fall behind and they have to start fighting Najin at Dragon or at Baron where they out to falling behind and being forced to engage. Skirmish, I think Najin definitely coming out of this with a better composition, or more versatile, I should say.
We'll see if it pays off for them. T-Rolster versus Najin the Empire.
I'm scratching my head here thinking why KT didn't want to play Sivir in this composition, because ultimate pretty inefficiently to clear out the tanks.
Well,
so
that's 2 games in a row now where Sivir wasn't picked. Waiting for a long time. I sense something cheesy here.
defensive wards down for Najin at the red buff. So they know what happened last game, and they're suspecting that the same thing's going to happen again. Just going to take the small Krug and head to lane. They want that advantage. They want the 2v2.
With a little bit of an XP boost because of that. Looks like Duke's just going to teleport. The spot lane's going to go.
Not well for Vayne. I mean, Barrage, not quite as bad as the Janna poke.
Just slightly earlier. Descendants onto Pure, a little bit of poke going to come in out of that. OQ immediately goes onto Arrow, prevent any sort of big trades. A good move there. On this Vayne, that is his main champion. It is the champion that he's
actually Duke sees score right there at the Gromp, so they got some good knowledge. Duke just using this time to go ahead and take a Scuttle Crab, and Duke's really free on this.
And I mean, with all that time, you could go back and take the Krugs really easily. Make sure you keep control of the Rift Sculler.
Also, just would have been great onto Kog'Maw.
Yeah, in fact, this is one of the first non-smite Siobhan. Damage, Edge coming down too. It's a little bit low health though. They need to be careful here. With not a lot of mana left, so the chase would not have been too effective.
Yeah, Najin still. And that you can do this as a top laner, and by getting the deep wards in, by Pure and Watch teaming up to do that, they're opening up Duke to just keep doing this on the
Very hard for him to farm, to not take damage on the turret. Missing out on a little bit of CS there.
another wave with burnout. Oh, nice sidestep on the taunt.
Yeah. Yep.
Duke is level 6, so he has his ult.
Just makes you wonder too. I mean, Smite would have made a lot of this easier to do, wouldn't it have?
Yeah. Yep, smart. Just use burnout. Get
Bot lane, OQ and Pure have managed to actually poke out Peekaboo and Arrow and do a lot of damage. Look at that. Man, OQ is so good on this Vayne.
really long time.
Yeah. Well, that would explain the no.
Definitely could have been Sunfire Cape.
You gain more by the ability to just jump in and blow up their carry, though, right?
Well,
Watch is going to get taken out. First blood taken with that Emperor's Divide by Edge. Edge getting shielded nicely by that Shen ultimate. Keeps him.
and that's what she's going to get. So they actually trade that for a turret. So in the end, Najin actually gets the better end of that deal. Duke
All
things.
this farming to do Duke things.
This is such a good top lane matchup.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Played out very intriguingly in the second game, and someday using that ultimate was really punishing. dirty, dirty farming behind the turret.
That's right.
So it's instead of tank versus tank, it's tank versus minions, and then another tank.
Already able to put so early in the game. Goong taking a fair amount of poke from Edge's Sand Soldiers.
Yes, he is. And I mean, watch on that invade too. I mean, he did have some good wards down, so it wasn't the riskiest thing in the world, but he did get punished for it. Oh.
Whoa, going in on the Goong. There's the Emperor's Divide. It was dodged by the Flash. Chaos Storm doesn't connect though. Makes it out too, but they are very low health. Teleport coming in.
Here
Someday
comes Duke.
they're going to try to catch some Flash from Pure for Goong. Edge gets back in the lane, but he's still very low health.
I don't know. Duke might be able to pull some sort of crazy move right here. Campfire.
Yeah, looking pretty good already here in game number 2. And Someday, didn't ult.
Our observer showing us, just so he has the maximum possible amount of wave clear early in the game.
Makes sense. Well, OQ, they've pushed the lane up, but OQ has started to fall behind pretty significantly in CS already.
Yeah, I mean, Arrow has his ultimate now. He's from OQ because he just pops the Bio Arcane Barrage and then starts mowing him down with Sheen procs. So that is, it's going to be.
Duke pushing through that top lane so quickly, they can't really lane swap him, can they?
No. Someday it might be interesting to try to lane swap him or have OQ go into the 1v1 just because Someday has just the cowl right now, so OQ would be quite strong. Although he doesn't have the Blade of the Ruin King completed yet, and Duke. Biggest, most annoying things about Shyvana is she does both kinds of damage, and that's why one of the reasons this build is so efficient for Shyvana. Or to get 2 core items before they can compete with your split pushing in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, which by then you've lost a turret or 2 already. Makes it a bit tough. And Najin certainly jumping out to a pretty significant lead early on in this one. OQ's getting pretty close to his blade though. Shouldn't be too much longer.
And what are they going to do about Duke? They have no answer to this split push. And the Shen is just a long way away from getting Trinity Force or anything.
Yeah, Score's not really able to put enough pressure on like a 2v2 or something, I suppose.
The top side would be very difficult for KT to come out with a worst thing.
It's not something we see very often too.
Well, Duke's just been all over the map. He was farming out mid lane for a while. After that, I miss you, Blade of the Ruin King split push Shyvana.
It's been fun to watch.
That too. This is so reminiscent of last game where KT was just taking over the jungle with all the pressure. This time, however, Najin just responding in kind. And KT, they keep going in, but they can't take away that blue buff right now. Score needs to be taking a serious look around the Dragon Pit because they have to get this next objective.
Oh, they caught watching the jungle there. There's the Flay. Peekaboo keeps him close by. Flash from Arrow, and there's an ult. Bullseye. Arrow picks up a kill there. That was a direct hit.
And again, a little bit dangerous for Watch to be there. Had an opportunity just to go into the top side, his top side instead, and farm up that way, but not really anything that can be taken.
Oh,
wow,
nice all in onto Edge. Edge taking a lot of damage from that Chaos Storm. Comes back in. Emperor's Divide pushes away, and here comes Score over the kill. Both mid laners go down, but at least they were able to turn that around on Goon. But man, they used a lot to take out Goon.
Wow. Every time Someday leaves his lane, he takes so much damage. Nice play by Goong, and the fact that it was a 1-for-1. They also got 50% damage down onto the bottom turret, or the top turret rather, and that is worth so much.
Man, I really thought that was going to be a pretty quick. Or 1v1 that turned into sort of a team fight. Dragging up
A
to
skirmish,
25. A
if
skirmish,
you will.
yes. A melee. Oh.
Toward the start of this dragon fight either.
Definitely won't be.
Yeah,
Be around for the moment.
you could definitely get the Fury back relatively rapidly.
Oh,
nice
they caught
hook.
OQ. Great death sentence. OQ flashes away and gets barely out of range. Pure, though, taking a lot of damage.
Well, next dragon.
Yeah.
That's going to be something that OQ has to just sort of auto-attack the Gromp for just to get some more HP, but I don't think they're going to be able to contest this dragon at all.
Doesn't look like it right now. Edge coming down as well, too. Peekaboo putting in some nice wards deep in the jungle. And they get that dragon. So tying things up in dragons, getting a kill, getting some wards down, which is probably the most important thing, is to have those as far as controlling this vision. First game, it was a lot of Score. This game, it's been a lot of Peekaboo. Yeah, it's really good to see him back, too, because he was always one of the more exciting, intelligent supports to watch. Good mechanics, good decision-making.
So it's just interesting to me because if you look at the teams that really could have used a support player, you would have thought that Najin would be the more logical choice for Peekaboo.
Could be. He only plays for telecoms. That's the rule.
He won't play if he has to pay a phone bill. Has to
right.
get that for free all the time.
That's part of the deal. Free phone and internet. Watch, Shenalt coming down as well, too. Teleports coming in. Can Duke make a play here? Peekaboo gets taken out before he can death sentence away. And Najin backing off with the knockup from Pure. Whoa, Someday coming back in again with the taunt on Pure. They get the kill via Score,
Duke.
but Duke is right here, though. They may be able to turn this one around. Or not. Here comes Goon.
Yeah, definitely just a bit awkward. Arrow had his Trinity Force ult was pretty telegraphed, I had to say, onto Peekaboo at the start of that fight, so a bit of a surprise that Okyu got hit by the taunt, and that he was even within taunt range by the time that channel on, but KT not able to take out the mid turret. That is a pretty significant advantage now for Najin. They're starting to take over in terms of the turret score.
Yeah, 2-0 so far, but that's going to change now. There goes mid lane turret. Oh, and here comes Alistar from the side. Nice Emperor's Divide to bring Pure back in. They would have liked to catch more. They'll take a kill to go along with that turret. Able to actually take it out. Looks like they will. So responding with 2 turrets and a kill now. Duke invading into the enemy jungle. Looks like they're going to trade blues.
Yeah. On his own, and this is a bit of a only has the victor for the wave clear. So Goon has to be in the right place. He cannot be split pushing. There is down. You have a Blade Shyvana and a Blade Vayne. You have a great really hard for it, and 2 towers go down.
Yeah, this game's gotten very, very even very quickly. Same turrets, same dragons, similar kills. Gold is very close. Dragon up in about 2 minutes, though.
He's still not up to full power in terms of team fighting. And work from there.
Could have just said KT. They've got the edge going into every fight in this game. Wah, wah. Set you up for that one. Looks like KT's going to take another turn.
Runs around the map to put out the fires, which he's not going to do apparently.
I guess so. That turret getting lower as well too. Goon coming in now, but that turret's going to go down before he gets there. And KT
continue to control the tempo of the game. If they can get the siege, they're and force Najin to engage into them where they can kite, they're going to be in good shape. The problem for KT's composition arrives if you get to a Baron or trying to force a fight around an objective or a crazy Azir engage, but that Azir engage leaves
doing the best they can to push the lanes back up after losing those 2 turrets. Dragon is up now, and it looks like KT is going to be able to get there first.
I love the fact that KT is just figuring
issue. Najin pushing up the mid lane, but KT should be able to get back to defend it. And they do.
yeah, pretty easy. They have the mobility. Duke, nice zone on the side. And so he is getting very scary for Kog'Maw. on the top lane tower 24 minutes into this game. Duke has been doing so well on the top side of the map.
It is pretty impressive.
Down 2 tier 2s already. So yeah, that is.
Duke gets caught. Here comes Score over the wall. They got him with the, wow. They got him with all the CC.
What a good,
Jeez.
good hook.
Barely lives, but still.
Also, Arrow just left a split push at the top side of the map.
Why not? Oh, we may have a fight. Here's a headbutt. Fear flashing in for the pulverize. And Watch trying to throw out those hate spikes as well as he can. Ultimate tank fight.
Well,
goodbye, Watch.
Duke not actually going to TP right there.
Guess
he
not.
had an opportunity to come into that fight.
Whoa, Pure gets caught too, and KT near ace.
Recently, and
That's
here we
true.
go. Void Rush.
Oh, they're going to go right.
I have to wonder why Duke wasn't going to TP into that fight because everyone was so low. Engagement pretty easily.
It is really puzzling.
As you know, he's dead right now, but starting right now, he could have actually TP'd to a ward. They had that. Just Peekaboo.
Peekaboo is so good.
Having a great game.
Or not.
Nope. There with the back in this game. They looked like they were having some rough times early, but some days managed to make it work, even though he's fallen incredibly far behind in terms of farm. That's actually ridiculous.
I know.
It's great because someday built to Randuin's Omen, so now your support is not going to be as easy.
An edge, but they're bouncing on the right side so far.
Yeah, Edge really, as a player, coming out much better. Or would come into the mid lane, get a gank for him, get that kill, and then he would get low, and then he would walk away, not even back to his turret, start recalling. Like that was pretty sloppy.
That's a pretty easy thing to fix, though, and it looks like he has. And his Azir looking.
It was pretty good last game.
Last game it was, but before that, though, his victors were. Oh, they're going to pressure this mid lane. They think they've got Najin out of position here, and they might be able to just grab an inhibitor turret for this. They will. Wow. Now, can Najin respond? KT on the run. Are they actually
way too many?
No.
No, they're
They can't.
way. Do is try and bait this. I doubt that's going to work where there's a Rex.
Very low, people coming in. Peekaboo getting close, lays down the box. And KT win the rest of this fight. Now it looks like they can. Huge engage. OQ gets jumped on by Someday over the wall. Someday trying to tumble away. Amazing. KT steals the Baron, gets full. Now.
Yeah, I think death timers are pretty long. I actually think with them, and they have the Trinity Force Cogma,
Wow.
so an absolute desperation Baron call.
Just knowing that they can take 2 inhibitors instead of just try to go for the win here, which makes you wonder if they could have just gone for the win there. But either way, it's a
lead out of that fight. Definitely
Yeah.
the safer thing is go back, spend your money. On to OQ. But it's okay. Still a good effort. On the Alistair headbutt.
Peekaboo, yeah.
I mean, Peekaboo is doing amazing work this game.
Yeah. He has certainly not missed a beat after being gone for a little while.
I don't know why Someday taunted backwards right there. Looked like a misclick.
He's scared, you know? Scared of OQ. He's a scary guy. That's scary vein. So Duke just like stunned. He's like, wow, I wasn't ready for Giant Shen. Just in case Shen can be any more obvious, now he's like 10 feet tall.
I like how Someday just left him there.
Look at each other like, so we've reached this point, have we? All right, putting down the pink board to make sure there's no flanks from Watch. I don't think they need to be too worried either way. Here comes the push. They want to take that last inhibitor. And have they caught Duke? Oh, if that hook had hit, would have been bad for Duke. Now that inhibitor in top lane vulnerable, score's going to turn around. Evelyn Alt comes in. Peekaboo drops that box immediately, misses his hook. And Duke gets very low, goes down. Edge doing a ton of damage with those Sand Soldiers in the middle. Goong has to run for his life out of this fight. OQ has a waiting for it. Here comes Edge. They're going to flash ahead. Tried to get that taunt. Didn't end up working out. OQ tumbling back to the base after getting out with that QSS. One is already down. 2 goes down. Less than a week ago, Najin got the 2-0.
That was a sick
Oh,
Azir play.
boy.
He bent the soldier.